Hi Aquarius, welcome to the new moon in Virgo reading for September 3rd, yes, 2024. I don't know why I wanted to say 4th, maybe because 4 is here. New moons bring in new cycles. Mercury has gone direct around the 28th, so we are certainly ready to move forward now. And we're in Virgo energy, so that's the particulars, the details, and refinement of something. Maybe a little bit particular, right? Maybe a little persnickety energy as well. Things have to be just so, but that's what you kind of have to do to refine the details. All right, so the direction that this reading is going in is number 4, which is foundation and consciousness. Can also be stagnation on the negative side. However, this is great gratitude, and it did come up upright, and so this is an enthusiasm for life. And I think this is really nice for you, and I think it's a really beautiful card. So the consciousness of gratitude is a really great energy, and this card indicates that you're capable of moving into this powerful vibration now. In fact, it's the perfect time to focus on gratitude as a conscious choice. You have a lot to be grateful for, actually, and even if you don't always notice it, it's still there. And your choice is now to acknowledge this on a lot of different levels. And when you do this, obviously, you're drawing more of that into your life. So it really sparks a lot of enthusiasm in your life because it's an irresistible force. So really, really nice. Let's see how that translates into the tarot for you. The first set of cards is where you find yourself at the time of the new moon, or if you are consciously and actively beginning something new at this time. You'll find that information here. And the second set of cards is what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're feeling in regards to this situation. And the last set of cards is probable outcome. Probable because some things we are able to change when we have the proper information. But sometimes we are meant to experience something, and it's always for our greater good, for our growth, though it may not seem like it at the time. So let's see what's happening. It's interesting. You have 2 sevens. You have 2 twos. 16 adds up to 7. So you have 3 7 energies. 7 is ethics. It is the energy that's closest to God because it is so ethical. Where you find yourself at the time of the new moon, you have the High Priestess and you have the Chariot. Those are 2 heavy-duty cards in a good way. Major Arcana, and you have 3 of them so far, well, you have a nice balance here, but the 3 major arcana are the things that are happening on an internal level. Your higher self, your spirit, your spiritual or your internal energy. Things that are going on internally. And the minor are the mundane. So the High Priestess is kind of middle ground. It's an important card. It is things that are going on behind the scenes, but it is your structure, and the structure that you build upon is what you believe is sacred in your life. It's it's very receptive energy. It's lunar, right? So the magician is that solar outgoing energy. The lunar is the more receptive energy, and that's why this is a psychic and intuitive card, because we can pick up on the subtleties. We can be receptive to information and things that are kind of going on behind the scenes, sort of secretive energy, things that are not so in your face, right? The subtleties. But it is your divinity, and it is what you deem sacred. It's also kind of staying middle ground. She's between extremes, right? She's between black and white, and finding that kind of serenity and peace in between those things, in between the extremes. Understanding both sides, but not having to go to extreme. And there's an alignment here with the Chariot card. The Chariot card is things that are moving, and it's self-confidence, and it's because we are shoring up our structure. We're aligned with our divine, sacred belief. And the seven of the Chariot card, number 7, right, is alignment. It's associated with Cancer, and Cancer is a cardinal sign, and they really expect the best from themselves, and they expect the best from other people and situations. There's a lot of self-confidence with the Chariot card, but that is because we are in alignment. Our heart, our head, our spirit, our physical are all in alignment, all moving in the same direction and ethically. And so there comes this sort of self-confidence with it, and there comes triumph and success with this card. So they're both really wonderful cards, but very high-minded. The High Priestess is wisdom. And so it's like our wisdom that is driving. It's a driving force. Look at that. So we're putting down some 2 4s. We're putting down some good foundation here because of it. We're becoming an authority on something, or we are an authority, and we're driving that authority. This is associated with Aries, and so these can be self-driven, self-motivating, and the Emperor can rule with an iron fist, or he can create rules and regulations that are good for everybody. This card also says that if you build your foundations on ethics and what you believe is sacred, your foundations are strong. And if not, you may have to start over again. But if you're building on gratitude, that's a very strong foundation. With the consciousness of gratitude, very strong foundation. Now, how you're behaving, you have the 3 of Swords and the 2 of Swords. There's a decision that needs to be made, but this decision can be a little bit painful. 2 of Swords is the moon in Libra. Libra can see both sides of a situation, right? Just like the High Priestess here. But they find it difficult to make that cut, make that decision, because they see both sides of the situation. But this card says make a decision, because no matter what you do, you have to deal with challenges and rewards. But this decision can cause some separation or some pain with that 3 of Swords. But this is temporary, because the 3 of Swords then, the 2 of cut makes the cut, right? The 3 of Swords brings with it renewal and restructuring and rebuilding. It's 3. It's the creative energy. After we deal with the emotional and sometimes physical, but certainly mental separation. We could even feel separated. We can also be dealing with inclement weather, and I can see that here as well. But let me pull another card for this. And there's certainly mental energy here, and actions that we take, and the thinking or the thought behind the actions that we're taking. Yeah, agitation. This is a group of people who are trying to create something together, and everybody has their own idea of how they want it done. So it could create a little agitation or some lively debate. But 5 is unsteady. It's an unstable number that pushes us to find balance. But this can be agitation and aggravation. Somebody may be making a decision to leave some recreational thing that they do as well. I see that here too. Something that is recreational. This can be recreational activities. And there may be a need to leave something behind, or a group of people behind that you work with. That can cause a little bit of sadness, or you feel separated. Or perhaps an argument or some lively debate or something like that causes us to kind of separate from somebody or cut something or somebody off, and that leaves us feeling a little bit separate with the 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords is separation. The outcome is the Tower card and the 7 of Swords. And this is an interesting card, a combination, I think. Again, 7 of Swords is ethical. These are open enemies, right? It is also making sure that your atmosphere is settled, is set. I got the 7 of Swords one time when there were bears getting into the garbage, and I had to make sure that my garbage was bungeed down and I didn't put any food waste in there until the garbage man came. But really making sure that everything was kind of kosher in my vicinity. But it is very strategic. So that's what I mean by, it doesn't have to be anything devastating, although you have the Tower card there. And the Tower card is unexpected. Kind of like a force of nature. It is also shattering some old belief systems that need to go because they were built on shaky ground. Now remember what I said about this card and the Emperor of if our foundations weren't built on solid ground, on our ethics and what we deem sacred, then some of those things can fall. Some of those belief systems can fall. It really is more like a freeing energy because there are no windows or doors here at the bottom, and it's a pretty craggy, rocky foundation that this tower was built on. And so this act of God, this shock and awe happened, and we are released from something that we couldn't possibly have gotten out on our own. So this can be an act of God. But there is some strategy here. And it can be people that you kind of believed in, or a situation that you believed in that didn't turn out as you had hoped it would. Yeah, I feel like there's a message that comes in here that kind of brings some unexpected news or unexpected information. And this can come from a Queen of Pentacles. Oddly enough, this is my Aquarius card. I don't feel like it's you. I feel like it's somebody else. And this Queen of Pentacles can be square in features. You may look at her forehead or her chin, and there's square features, or her hands. These are people who are looking for stability, and you're not going to find it here with this Tower card. And so things can be a little bit shaky or shaken up where this person is concerned. Still, you are to have the consciousness of gratitude here. So, and maybe it's even can be grateful for this this something that frees you from a situation that maybe you really didn't want to be in anyway. Okay, so this goes very well with the Chariot card. What does Spirit want you to know? Moving, change is happening, so be prepared to move physically and or spiritually. And I think you have a little bit of both in that sense. Okay? All right, I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for listening. I will return in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Until then, take very good care. Bye for now.